So we finally started. This is the first week at the Farm Street project. It took a while to get here. The previous owners had a lot of debt held against the title, so the solicitors had to make sure that was all clear. When we were buying it, it was straight and clear as ours. So that did delay things a little while. It was fine. We had other projects to crack on with, a few other bits to do. So we've finally been able to get here. This is week one. It's not been the nicest week. I knew that there was going to be some mess in here. I'll turn you around in a second so you can have a look. Now, you've seen the previous video. The place is a mess. I didn't know how bad. So the mattress that was in the back room, we pulled it out, we got rid of it, got rid of the bed, but we didn't realise that the previous owner was actually urinating inside bottles and leaving them here. So we've probably found 120 bottles full of 8-year-old urine. We chose the hottest day of the year so far to decide to take it all out. It didn't smell nice. It wasn't nice. Some of it splashed on my leg. I wanted to be sick and go home. Yeah, so we got home, stripped off in the porch, went and had a shower, got out of the shower, got back in the shower, had a second shower, then got out and incinerated my clothes. So, yeah. Everything's all stripped out now. We've discovered a few bits for the building. As I said in the previous video, no matter how well you do this job, you're always uncover something. We knew that the front floor collapsed. Again, I'll turn around and show you that. That had all rotted away and gone. I had an idea that the back was going to be the same, but I didn't know upstairs was. There's a few floorboards there. Turns out from the weed farm, what they've been doing is just had the water on. I mean, this is what I'm guessing anyway. The water on to feed the plants, constantly pouring out, and it just rotted some of the joists up there. So it's not a massive issue. We're dropping the chimney breasts anyway, so some of the joists had to be replaced. So the fact that we're having to do one or two more, it's just neither here nor there. So I'll turn you around, show you up to the back of the kitchen, went way up to the front. Yeah, this was where we had, ironically, 2 washing machines in possibly the most disgusting house I've ever been in. They were here, we had kitchen sink, we stripped everything out. That wasn't asbestos, we had it tested, but I still had to strip out anyway because there isn't any insulation. So this way we can pack it out. You got to leave 25mm above the insulation where the decking is. Basically an air gap flows above, and then you have ventilations each side, so the air can come in across and back out, so any moist air doesn't start to mould and rot the decking or the joists. So that's all been stripped out. We can insulate that. There's a new roof going on anyway. It's fiberglass. New windows. They're quite standard. We've hacked the plaster off here because it's the existing external wall from this extension. Now, the extension does have a damp course in it, but this didn't. So we had all damp issues you can see here. So that's got to be removed, remedied, tanking system on and replastered. The old door was the original timber frame, so that was the lintel for the brickwork. So as we took the door frame out, we've had to remove the bricks there. New lintel, re-brick, that's what they're there for, cleaned and ready to go. We decided we're going to remove this back door. Now, it's not the biggest kitchen in the world. We've got base units running across here, across there, and we're going to turn them with just a small step back here. The kitchen door's going to open this way around, and there's not quite enough to have a full depth worktop. So it's just a little step back, nothing serious. Assuming oven's going to be here with extractor, either sink there or there. I'm thinking more there. Not the best view in the world, but at least looking out on something rather than the neighbour's extension. And just a couple of units here. I'm assuming the fridge is going to go here. Now, since we're bricking the back door up, we're going to cut out there and put the back door here. It just makes more sense, gives us a bigger kitchen, and you still get your back door. It's fine to do because there's not a fire escape. We've got another rooms coming off here. If you had another room off this kitchen, you had to use this as your exit should there be a fire. Not allowed to do so. You can't exit through kitchens. The idea being this is where the fire is, and you can't get out of the room other than climbing through a window. So having the escape here doesn't make a difference because it's still coming out the kitchen. Chimney breast is going. We spoke to the neighbours. They're happy with us knocking the chimney stack up on the roof above. So we can knock that out, patch the roof over on their side, and we're having a new roof on ours anyway. But it just makes it a far bigger space. You know, having these little alcoves, the wasted space. So the timber floor we're going to take out. The bricks from the chimney breast, because there's a lot more there than you'd expect. Considering there's going to be that chimney breast, that chimney breast and the two upstairs and the actual chimney stack that's out on the roof area. But because we are going to concrete the floor rather than putting timber back in, we can put all the bricks down here as hardcore, pack it out, then blend it with sand, insulation, DPC and concrete. So it makes use of the bricks, gives us a bigger space. We're not having to pay to get rid of the skips, because that would probably be, I'd guess, maybe 2, maybe 3 skips. So we're saving on the cost there by putting them bricks underneath here, and we're also saving on concrete or hardcore to fill in the floor space. But yeah, that's why this is rotted. So the water was coming down, and that's what's caused all this. It's just rotted everywhere. I went through there and nearly snapped my ankle, which wasn't good. But yeah, you can see chimney breast gone, nice big space there. Obviously new windows, I think I discussed that in the previous video. Up here is where you're going to see the biggest change. So you had the bath here, which was full of soil and like these little moisture balls for the weed plants. Really badly constructed stud wall here. So our plan now, what we're thinking, is the stud wall was roughly here. We're going to move it over to the edge of the window, so it runs in line here, which gives slightly bigger space there. And the other wall was around here. We can move it up to this window because we've got more than 800 at the top of the stairs. So we can bring this stud wall over, which gives us enough space for a single bed there. Remains as a 2-bed, this one, with that chimney breast gone. Flat wall, decent use of space. Over here, we're going to put a little corridor across here and then turn that into the bathroom. Just shower, sink and toilet. We're not having a bath in this one. Then there'll be a stud wall here for the bathroom, door here, and instead of putting spindles, we like to put glass. So there's a newel post going in there, and there's a glass panel, the full width there. Keeps it open in an area because it's not a massive hallway area. So putting spindles will quite block it off. So glass is just far cheaper and easier to deal with rather than painting thousands of spindles. So not sure of the layout, but I'm going to guess we're going to put a shower there, toilet there, and a sink underneath the window, because you can't put a shower this side because you've got the window inside it. So shower here, sink and toilet on this side. And then just step back. Yeah, possibly a double bedroom there. I think, yeah, it will be a double. Chimney breast gone, but as you can see there, let's see if we can just get you a decent shot. All those bricks there, all the way down. There's a lot of them. That'll all be coming down. That's what will fill the floor void in for us. There's a fire at this place, and I was aiming for it to be a lot worse than it actually was. I counted for some of the rafters being replaced. Turns out it's not actually that bad. As you can see just above my head here, there's a few of them that's been doubled up. We're replacing all of them anyway, that's no issue. But the actual roof structure itself, in terms of the rafters, purlins, they're not that bad, not in a bad condition. I can't say any of them are actually burnt, it's just the ceiling, these ones here, which are dead easy to replace. Rip them out. They sat on the external walls, that one and this one, and they just meet this middle wall here, so it's just a couple of joists, nice and easy to fix. You can see in the bathroom here all the smoke damage, and we've took that panel off now, and you can see this window. This is where it's melted and leaning out. That's the worst of the damage, but they're being replaced anyway, so it's no issue. Yeah, we've got a bit of brickwork to patch up, and I'll turn you around and show you this other one. You can just see at these 2 points here, the lintel below's gone. If you do that, as you watch it, it's all very loose. Again, not a massive issue. Replace the lintel, re-brick that up. And it's the same on this side, but that's carrying some of the joists. So that's a little bit more, but again, it had been accounted for in the price. Happy to do that. And I was actually looking at these windows before. Turns out that, as you can see them, yeah, there's a mitre on this one, so that's the end of the window. There's a wide joint there, which means there was another part of the window here they cut off and just made fit. So that originally was a lot wider. But yeah, they've cut it off and managed to fit it in here. And this window's obviously from somewhere else because you've got this timber piece at the top here and they've panelled it out. So yeah, whatever happened, they've just tried botching things up. But again, I've accounted for all new windows. I've noticed that this is on the old style pipes, which I don't really like dealing with. So we're going to replace that with MDPE. Nice and easy. We're digging out to the front anyway. Just take you out there. The property doesn't have gas. I can't recall if I mentioned it in the previous video. So we've applied just from the pavement to just near that little cubby hole there. Brand new gas main being brought in. Oh, actually on the last video you couldn't see any of this, could you? There was a tree somewhere around here. That's gone. And you couldn't get to the back of this. So all this was trimmed down and gone. Discovered a patio door set. And then this is the back of the place. All that. You can see that lintel's gone as well. That's what I was showing you inside before. And that's having the new fiberglass roof on it. We've had a week on this one, which has been 10 days in total for myself and David. Yeah, everything's pretty much cleared out. We've found everything we need to see in terms of what needs replacing in terms of lintels, the joist coming out for this floor, concreted. Contractors have been around, started pricing on things, we had the joinery before having a look. While for him coming in yet, but I like people booked in knowing prices so I can actually agree on things. So yeah, it's nice to actually be able to update the videos on this one. It has been a little while whilst we waited for the legals to come through. But it just happens sometimes, land registry, if you've got titles being held with debts, they need to be cleared and done properly, which you don't want to rush that kind of thing. But it's ours, so yeah, we've had a week on it. And I'll be able to update you next week where we're hoping to have the chimney stack down and start restructuring that roof at the top. And then the week after that, we're having the brickies in. So you start seeing a bit more moving forward there. But we're just doing the rip out and getting things ready for people to be here safe. From what you saw in the little clip before, the outside is just, it's covered. It's all the stuff we're trying to get out. You can't throw the big stuff in skips. It just fills them far too quick. So we've got a man and van coming. They're clearing all the front, the fridges, the beds, washing machines, things like that. That's all going separately. So outside will be somewhat clear. Get that skip gone, and then we've got the grounds worker coming to do a scrape. Because the ground's that uneven, one, it's not safe for us to work on, and two, we're having the outside repointed. What we want is to scrape below what the finished surface level is going to be. Brickies can point down, and then the flooring, obviously the groundwork can come above, so everything is fully pointed. We're not going to point down to the ground, and then during the scrape dig a bit lower and have to start patching pointing up. But it also makes it level for scaffolders, builders, anyone that's going to be here walking on it. It's just a nice level surface instead of having to step over bricks and bits and bats. Just safety, makes things quicker and easier. So that should be starting some point next week, so if you would see that in the video. And I'll update you next Friday. See you later.